I have an updated, improved V-Line Brute. This was sent to me by V-Line with an invitation to talk about it on camera and put it to the test, which I'm going to do. But first, I want to talk about the improvements they've made inside. What they've done here is they have given the combination chamber of the simplex lock a housing to contain it. Here's the new housing they are now installing in these boxes. The thinking is to surround the combination chamber of a simplex lock and make it difficult, if not impossible, to knock the lock through from above. The code change button is now concealed by this housing, so if you decide to own one of these updated safes, you're going to have your own tools to loosen up these bolts, remove the housing, change your combination, and then replace the housing. I don't know if I made this clear in a previous video, but the only thing holding this combination chamber in place is a couple of very small screws. One right here and one right here. So this housing does address a genuine weakness. I hope my viewers understand that if somebody did attack this, the lock is at that point ruined. So the owner of the safe is going to have to find a way to get into it. But I'm not here to offer suggestions about that. I'm here to put this thing to the test. Okay, I'm done banging on this. It's been 20 minutes, and that's good enough for me. I do realize that I could have been using a 2-pound sledge, and that would have prevented me from banging my thumb. But I've been restricting myself to what California's firearm safety device testing standards define as common household tools. This hammer is a common household tool. The statute does not list hole punches, but it does list cold chisels. And these are close enough that I don't really feel like I'm stretching it. So at this point, what I want to do is dig out enough of the lock that I can get this open and take a look at that housing. Okay, I've got the housing out. You can see it's got scratches in the bottom of it now. It's hard to see this, but the bottom of this is bowed outward slightly. Other than that, it's intact. It did what it was supposed to do, and the bolts are also still sound. So how did I get this lock out? The way these 9600 series locks are made, this is a brand new one, the shaft that the knob is actuating extends out the bottom of the chamber by a couple of millimeters. On video, you'll notice that I pried off this knob, and then I smacked this shaft with the hammer and knocked it till it was flush with the top of the chamber. Had I really wanted to end the demonstration quickly, I could have just used a hole punch and knocked the shaft through all the way, which is what I finally did. When you do that, there's nothing connecting the combination chamber with the slide that is holding the bolt, and you can just push the slide back. I told V-Line about this, that their new housing really can't have a hole in it here, so they sent me this, an updated housing with a dimple. They used a dimple die to accomplish what they needed to accomplish. So at this point, if somebody attacks this, they're going to ruin the lock, and you're going to have to find some way to get into your box